So you'll get that net increase from the difference of what it was before and the CULA value, but not this ag value that was indicated. But that seems to resolve a lot of those issues. And you have everybody, you'll have some folks that'll find out they never had homestead.
That's something that's new this year, our homestead. I'm sorry, y'all know, okay. So this year, now, if you didn't have homestead for the period of labor for like 1 week, this year now, it's, have been approved to say that you file homestead in the process. So a lot of things that we can do in office that may not go to our board or even people that we can, you know.
Any factual errors, those need to be corrected, and that will happen. The revow, all of this work that's been done up there, that's 90% of the work. This right here, the field, this is where you find some of the things that we didn't know or we made suicide. So this part of this revow process is doing the field process.
So best case scenario, and I know that's an ambiguous question coming with, what's the first available date we could actually see revenue coming into our municipalities?
Well, you can't. So the Department of Revenue won't issue a letter to collect taxes until the digest is submitted and they have all the documentation that they need to submit the digest. We can't provide that until we have under 8% of the properties under value dispute. So we don't know that.
I'm not going to hold you to it. This is an estimate.
I mean, it would be like a 46th day, and even then, you couldn't do it on the 46th day, because if you're on the line for 8%, you gotta wait on all the mail to come, right? I mean, so it would be, you're talking in the day 55-ish before.
So typically, what we would do, in December, and we refer or return, maybe 2 months, that goes to September. That's it, ready to go right now, right? So that, then you got 45 days or 2 more months. Or are you saying,
Okay, you're talking 45 days from.
Let's say they mailed it 2 weeks.
Yes.
So it would be
December. Yeah, so it'd be sometime in December that your 45 days would be running up, and you could possibly even think about submitting the digest, but that would mean that everything was coming together, no issues and food like that.
so every
Don't act like that.
end of January, February would be when you can get a letter later.
And this is so different from last year. We were not waiting for some commission of GMASS numbers. And I'm not taking up for the one who's saying last year your property taxes weren't due until January 20. January 20. So you're looking at the same kind of time frame. Right now, you're looking at the past couple of years because we didn't have an appraiser at the time that could get everything in. So we were delayed last year as well.
Yeah. For the taxing authorities, we could give you preliminary digest, I would say in the next couple of weeks, but you need to factor in a percentage there of value loss from the appeals. If that would help. I mean, because like Silas said, you can get an idea. Well, it depends on whatever the taxing authority set at your millage rate. If you accept the rollback rates, then you don't have to advertise and have the public hearings. But if you do something other than the rollback rates, you got an additional 3 weeks there that you have to have call meetings and run it in the paper in a 5-year history. But let's just say it works like it's supposed to. I mean, we could have these consolidated numbers so you can easily establish what the millage rate.
Yeah, I mean, all of that read when the town does something, the read, the advertising, everything that needs to be done. Don't make the process a whole lot faster.
So you're saying costs the same time, like, it's like,
And so,
And so then you're confident saying that, you know, we're kind of worried about this year, because we're waiting on those values. Last year you had those values, and still, it was January 27th, you know, tax returns. So it's kind of, I'm sorry, that's close. Well, I think I'll make, to hear for this meeting, was to see how fast would it be, because we need to drive for money to pay our bills. And we do have to have a campaign by December 31st. And so that's mainly what I want to hear, you know, on Prosper, when we can get going out for the deadline for the system to pay it. Because we need the income. I mean, I don't know about the county, but we do, the city. So maybe we could start first with residential water, but we did start early, maybe we had all this, yes. Right. But even like, I mean, well, January 20th, because I mean, I got my bill, I'm okay, but I know, but if you say the state votes further than January 20th, possibly February.
Yeah, very often. Yeah, extremely often. Well, I mean, office not even the word for it. Devastating.
Can we just send out last year's tax notice so no one's gonna have to do this versus wait to maybe possibly January and get like Tifton did, bill, county residents twice?
I would have done that, I already know that is wrong.
Well, I know, but the county commissioners should vote for that.
The only thing with that, Walter, is you would have to wait. So say if they sent out assessment notices right now, you got a 45-day appeal period, but you're still gonna have to get through, because you're still gonna have to turn over to the state the percentages of property that you have under appeal. So that's still going to throw you off.
Let me say this.
But not in January.
It's going, just to answer your question real short, it's gonna take about the same amount of time for them to do this stuff
you gotta revert
and then get it over.
We're done with evaluations. It would take longer to undo evaluations and figure out all the new changes.
Well, what's taking so long?
Well, I mean, there's several factors of why it took so long. I mean, there were some huge law changes and software changes and software issues and project issues. I mean,
We didn't know this going in? Your company didn't know this going in?
No, sir.
all the voters in Georgia voted in all those legislative changes well after we were under contract.
But back to your point of undoing what we've done, I'm not sure if you heard the issue that your digest is currently in. You're looking at some pretty stiff fines or penalties if you neglect to do this. If 2025 is your digest review year.
How much are the fines and penalties?
Well, they could lead upwards of $5 a parcel.
Or not being able to collect on your dime.
Plus not being able to collect property taxes. I mean, the state has to issue the counties a letter to collect taxes.
So they would probably go ahead and issue that. I don't think they would stop the county from collecting that.
That's on them, because I saw 3 digests held up once. So it's possible, highly unlikely, you're correct, but also the lack of public utility revenue that the taxing authority.
Do y'all have any penalties in y'all's contract for not bringing it in on time?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's all over.
Any other questions, concerns?
Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank y'all.